Everything becomes 15. Okay, so I thought F was going to stand for freedom because of last week's episode, but that doesn't seem to be the case. We come to find out that everything becomes F stands for 15. So, I'm trying to wrap my mind around this 15 to really figure out what does it all mean. So, from what we see is that Shiki had a bunch of books that went up to volume 15. We do know Shiki was in this facility for 15 years. And logically thinking about it, when you hear about everything becomes 15, what does that really mean? What is the true meaning behind that? You have to question, what does all of that mean? When I hear everything becomes 15, I think of, does that mean that there will be 15 deaths? Now, I highly doubt we'll have 15 deaths, but is that what it's trying to imply? That there might be 15 deaths? Were there 15 deaths? Or is there something else going on here? Now, the 15 could also be implied to be a part of the 15 years that Shiki has been in this locked up facility, kind of in her own room. That's also what 15 could be a part of. 15 could also be a part of maybe other personalities we're unaware of. Who the hell knows? The point I'm getting at is 15 is the game changer for the series. The question is, what does it really all mean? Now, before I get into anything, I need to discuss the elevator. So the elevator changed. When the P1 and Magata Shiki, they were on, they were just traveling through the hallway between everybody. In the video footage we saw it change from B2 to R. And as we know, R is the top floor where the helicopter pad is. So the killer went up to the helicopter pad before the family got there. Or right as when the family was getting there. So the question is how and when? And the way this all was done, especially with the elevator to the way the P1 was coming down the hallway and stuff, this once again feels like there might be more than one person doing the killing. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense how one person could go up the elevator unnoticed, get up there, wait around till everybody goes and views, the director, and then the director dies. Who the hell went up there? That is the question I have right now. And then the next thing that also does, it kind of lets us know that someone was down below and came up. So there is now confirmed to be someone that was moving around and doing something suspicious at the time of when the P1 strolled outside of the room. Here's the next thing. The next thing we need to actually look at is how the entire facility was reacting to the death of Shiki. And this is what scared me or shocked me the most about this episode, because you had it to where everybody wanted to just kind of play it off to where Shiki is dead. Like, let's just roll with it. Let's go with this for an entire week because we have a secret, agreement, or we have an agreement coming up with this large company, NASA, and we've been working on it for a year. So is there any way that you can possibly hide that she died for an entire week? Which that is illegal. That's fucking illegal. But here's the thing. That is very shady. I understand corporations, they want to make money, and that's probably what they want to do. They want to kind of get more money, or, make it to where their life is a lot better than it was, and that's kind of what they're probably trying to do with this NASA agreement. We need more clarification on that entire thing. But the next thing we need to focus on is how this dude that was offering money to the sensei, how he said that the family, the, lookalike sister that's going to be filling the spot of Shiki, is also fine with it. She's fine with covering up the death of Shiki for an entire week, and so is the aunt. You're gonna tell me that the family that just saw they just saw this girl die, they're just gonna be like, oh, she's dead, we can cover it up for a week. They're fine with that. They're gonna allow the facility just to hide it for an entire week and then try to do this deal? What? So, there's something very shady going on right now, because why does the family just readily accept something like that and willing to fill the spot of their deceased family member? That's fucked up. So that once again might imply that maybe, just maybe, the entire facility is a part of this conspiracy. Because there was one piece of dialogue that was said in this episode by the sensei that makes a lot of sense, and I haven't really thought about it, which I should have, because that's the standard thing you should think of when it comes to a death or a murder. What is the motive? Who will gain something? What is there to gain from the death of Shiki? And thinking about it, with the death of Shiki, what or who gains from this? And the way the entire facility, I'm guessing, made an agreement to where they wanted to pay off the sensei to not say nothing, just scream shady practices, and also how far they're willing to go to kind of conserve and have their life stay intact, because they've lived a great life inside this facility. Maybe them getting rid of Shiki, it might be a way of them trying to, I guess, get rid of their problem of constantly caring for this girl, but also being able to stand on their own to where they can control the entire facility. Maybe that's where they're trying to go with it, because Shiki, you know, was constantly being cared for, and they just didn't want to have to deal with that anymore. That is a possibility. Okay, so, episode. Getting into the final portions. The final portions with Shiki stabbing her parents with the director, that was scary. That's just fucking scary. That was chilling. When you see the face reaction when she just smiles at her aunt, is like, you were too late. And then, you know, the father was like, I won't let you do this. And he's gotten stabbed and all that. And he's up against the wall. And you see the doll just get blood covered in it. Very eerie, very creepy. Good job with the atmosphere on that part of the episode. Very well done. So, yeah, I mean, I think this episode was probably one of my personal favorites of Perfect Insider. Brought up a lot of mystery elements, a lot of questions, but no answers. Not many answers besides the elevator scene, which gives us an indication that there was someone traveling around that did leave the room somehow. Or someone was already outside the room, but someone also was inside the room that did the killing and escaped down the, trash chute. One or the other. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.